Chapter 72. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Pirate World, Whitebeard Pirates. This monster's regeneration ability is much stronger than that of Cell, that the white-bearded old man's palms were all sweaty. Such a thrilling battle was really terrifying. How many moves could they withstand in the past? I really want to go and have a look at the ocean of this world. Whitebeard showed a longing look. That world is full of powerful beings. If you can get in touch with him, you will die without regrets. The world of One Punch Man. Saitama was extremely excited, and he was also deeply attracted by the battle. The fighting spirit in his eyes is getting more intense. The fighting spirit has already been ignited. Mr. Saitama, do you really want to go? Fubuki looked at him with some confusion. Not long ago, his sister came to challenge him for a duel, but there was no doubt that she was defeated. She was even more convinced of the authenticity of the video. I want to go, but I don't know how to get there. Saitama touched his bald head helplessly, and it seemed to become even brighter. Dragon Ball World, KO and Kaioshin sighed helplessly. Goku is simply a world-destroying killer. The King of Kai was even more pleased. He didn't expect that Wukong could be so strong. His teachings have not been in vain. Thinking about it, I am quite good. Wukong, you can definitely defeat it. The King of Kai is very worried. Goku's current state has plummeted. Although Super 3 is stronger than Bu, its infinite physical strength is too terrifying, and it is simply an unbeatable little strong. Perhaps it can only be destroyed without leaving a single cell. Okay, screen continues. Goku's breath became lower and lower, and he gasped for air. The little Bu he destroyed instantly turned into hundreds of them. Countless purple air bombs were fired from Bu's hands. Goku had no way to avoid them, so he had to fight them all. After a while, the ground was full of potholes. Goku was so weak that it was difficult to even stand. What was even more deadly was the state of Lien Chao-san. Can't even maintain it. Ah! Wukong squeezed out the last bit of strength and fell to the ground weakly, his body trembling continuously. Kakarot. Vegeta instantly flew to Wukong's side and said in a deep voice, "It's time to change, Kakarot. You take a rest first." Wukong weakly crawled forward and said with difficulty, "Vegeta, that guy is too strong, you have to be mentally prepared." Vegeta took a deep breath and turned to look at the group of little Boos on the horizon. Gritting his teeth, he rushed forward instantly. Super Vegeta rushes in. I didn't know how to take action for a moment, and in the blink of an eye I was beaten by a group of Boos. Oh, hit. Ha! Vegeta burst out of anger and broke away from the little Boos. However, it was useless. Little Bu launched a fierce attack, and Vegeta was beaten until his nose was bruised and his face was swollen again. Goku stood in front of Vegeta again and fought to the death. Vegeta looked at Goku fighting little Bu again, fell into deep memories, and murmured, "Kakarot, you are so awesome, that I'm no match for Majin Bu, the only one who can fight it is you. Kakarot, when I first met you, I'm conquering the frontier planet, came to the Earth by the way, as a result, I was defeated by a low-level warrior like you. From then on, I vow to surpass you. But it can never be surpassed. Why can't I, as a genius, defeat you? Because you have something to protect. The belief in wanting to protect others, breeding incredible power. I fight just for fun, to kill the enemy. But you don't fight to win, but because I can't lose, just keep challenging the limits. It's really infuriating, a warlike yet gentle scion. Come on. Kakarot, you are number one." The deepest words from the heart of the proud Scion Prince infected someone in the world. This made them fall into deep contemplation, but some people did not take it seriously. Being naive would only harm themselves. The only way is to completely kill the root cause. But they were confused again. In the end, they were still alone. They didn't even have a true friend, and they couldn't even find an opponent to fight against. My future self actually admitted to that naive guy. This is absolutely impossible. Vegeta roared again. Wukong's condition became weaker and weaker, and the sweat on his head dripped like rain, soaking the ground. On the other hand, Little Bu was sitting on the stone, whistling constantly. Goku sent a turtle Qigong wave to knock Bu into the air, and he rushed up after him. Vegeta came to his side with a look of determination on his face. Kakarot, gather your energy first. Wukong glanced at him and said, Don't die, you've already died once, if you die again, you will disappear completely. Vegeta's mouth twitched, but he still decided to buy time for Goku, but the current strength of Vegeta is no match for Little Bu. In just 1 minute, he was already covered with bruises, the blood all over his body was like rain, and he looked extremely ferocious. Little Bu's hands wrapped around Vegeta's neck, trying to break his neck. At this desperate moment, a funny figure appeared in everyone's eyes. Satan. Hot man. Stand up. Let him go. Satan kept making faces at Little Bu and sticking his butt out, in desperate need of a spanking. Just like the world of Xingyue, you need to bring a very taunting servant to every fight. And Satan is such a person. Little Bu felt that he had been greatly insulted and rushed towards him instantly, vowing to cut him into pieces. Satan was so frightened that he peed and kept begging for mercy. His actions seemed very funny to outsiders, but in Wukong's eyes they looked particularly surprising. This guy Satan can actually dodge Kid Bu's attack. This is so off the mark. Little Bu was also furious and walked towards Satan. The moment he approached him, his head became extremely painful. Little Bu was hugged in a ball and kept roaring. Satan looked at this scene in confusion. Could it be that my domineering attitude scared him? Satan began to swell when he thought of this, taunting crazily. But after a while, Little Bu's mouth squirmed and spit out a ball of green gas, boem. It turned out to be Fat Bu who was spit out by it. Satan quickly ran over to check on Fat Bu, then taunted Little Bu, but this time he was killed directly. When Satan was facing death, Fat Bu stood up and roared with a ruthless face, that I hate you. You are not allowed to bully Satan. Fat Bu and Little Bu fought to buy time for Goku. Goku also discovered that his energy could not be condensed, and Vegeta thought of Goku's unique technique to defeat powerful enemies every time. Kakarot, use the Dragon Balls. At this time, Kaioshin took Tenten back to the new Namek, made a wish to Purunga, and resurrected everyone on the earth. Damn it, this Dragon Ball is so powerful, it can actually resurrect people an unlimited number of times. How terrifying it is to be resurrected once and become infinite. Countless people living in a desperate world desperately want to own the Dragon Ball, so that they can resurrect their loved ones. Thinking of this, they are extremely jealous. But the god in the Dragon Ball does not think so, jumping and shouting. Damn Dragon Balls, disrupting the laws of nature. The destroyed Earth in the picture has been restored to its original state, and people have also been resurrected. Vegeta also revealed his strategy, use vitality bombs. This is the ultimate way to fight against evil. Only then did Wukong realize that after all, the vitality bomb required a large amount of vitality and took a very long time to condense. Wukong floated in the air, raised his hands in the air, and began to gather energy. After a while, they collected energy bullets several meters wide from Gohan and the others. But this is not enough. Wukong shouted loudly, "Not everyone on Earth, I need your strength, raise your hands, hurry up. Can you hear my voice, give me some energy." Everyone who knew Wukong on Earth raised their hands in the air again. It's Goku, they're fighting Majin Buu. They finally knew who was speaking. After all, a voice sounded in the sky for no reason and asked them to raise their hands. Who dares to do this? But these alone are not enough. Most of the people on the Earth still didn't listen to this and thought they were Majin Buu's accomplices. Satan was furious when he heard this. These warriors are fighting desperately for humanity, but those idiots on the Earth still doubt it, and they swear. What the hell? You bastards! Hurry up and raise your hands. The people on Earth were stunned for a moment, and then more and more people reacted. This is the voice of Satan. Countless people raised their hands in the air and shouted the name of Satan. Even though he has the name of a devil, he has the appeal of an angel at this moment. The vitality bomb that was originally several meters expanded to thousands of meters in just an instant. The terrifying vitality bombs cause the air to continuously rotate, condense, and then spread to all directions. Not even the God realm can withstand this power. Wukong was extremely excited, and the unimaginable vitality bomb appeared here. When Little Bu saw this perfect energy bomb, he felt fear for the first time. Boom! Countless energy bombs were blasted at the vitality bomb, but to no avail. The moment it hit the vitality bomb, it was directly purified into nothingness. Vegeta is lying at Bu's feet. At this moment, Fat Bu bumped into Little Bu and yelled behind him, "Satan!" Satan reacted, ran over quickly, and carried Vegeta away. Seeing this, Goku no longer held back, and the largest energy bomb in history crashed into Little Bu like a comet. Come on! But Little Bu blocked it. But Wukong's physical strength was running low, and the energy bomb was pushed back. At this last moment, Vegeta thought of using the third wish to restore Goku's physical strength. Thanks! Dragon Ball! The golden flame surged instantly, and Goku instantly became Super 2, pushed back the vitality bullet, and said to Little Bu, "You are really awesome, alone, we are forced to do this, I hope you will be a good person in the next life, then we will fight again." Little Bu struggled to resist, but it was of no avail as his body was gradually swallowed up. Wukong roared, and the energy bomb exploded instantly. Little Bu's body decomposes until the last cell is evaporated. Boom! A dazzling white light flashed, and the hard Kaioshin realm was half destroyed. Little Bu completely disappeared into this world. The crisis of the Earth is completely resolved. Until a few years later, at the World Martial Arts Conference. A dark-skinned young man with his hair standing straight up in the middle appeared on the playing field. When Wukong saw him, he felt happy. Sure enough, it was him. Then Wukong took the boy and said goodbye to everyone. Chapter 73. You are listening at NovelFull.audio. Dragon Ball World. Well done, Wukong, the king of Kai laughed heartily. He made the right choice by teaching the vitality bomb to Wukong. The stronger the opponent's evil heart, the more powerful it will be. This trick is almost useless against pure and kind people. Moreover, the vitality bullet can be used and absorbed. Countless people in the world saw this and cried out that they wanted to. Is that boy the reincarnation of Bu? That there is no trace of evil in the young man, he is pure and innocent. One Punch Man world. It's such a scary world, it seems I have to become stronger. Poros, the overlord of the universe, saw Wukong's battle and felt deeply his own shortcomings. The difference was too far. Death World, some captains have already given up the idea of competing with them. Even if all the captains were involved, it wouldn't be enough for them to come up with a powerful wave, especially Kenpachi Zaraki has also become silent. Being belligerent does not mean that he is easy to be beaten, but the moves inside are quite special. If you can learn the vitality bomb, it may be a great restraint for Su. After all, Su is an evil soul, so it will have miraculous effects. Pirate World, the generals at the Navy headquarters were completely numb, especially Akainu, who was still arrogant when he first saw Vegeta. The evil will be destroyed. When he saw Frieza, his body trembled. When I saw Faloo, I had already closed my eyes. If I couldn't see, I wasn't afraid of anything. When he saw Little Bu, his legs had completely collapsed to the ground. He was breathing heavily, and the justice in his heart was invisibly destroyed. Damn justice, the world is the biggest in the world. My world is so safe, cutting the red-eye world. Brother, the people in that world are so happy, protected by Wukong. Tasmi showed a look of great admiration. If he had 1,000th or less than 1/10,000th of Wukong's strength, the empire would no longer be fearful. Tasmi, we will definitely change the empire. That the eldest brother combed his hair and swallowed to make himself look less panicked. The aftermath of Wukong's battle could be transmitted through the light screen. How terrifying this must be. Tasmi, stand up. Brother, why don't you stand up? Brother is tired and wants to sit down for a while. I'll accompany my eldest brother. Fortunately, the two of them have good mental qualities and don't need to change their pants. Screen continues. In a different space, two figures were as fast as lightning, and the figures could not be seen clearly. Boom! The battle between them caused the space to shake, and even this alien space seemed fragile. Buzz! A shock wave illuminated the surrounding area in white. The two people are Goku and the black-skinned boy. There are countless rubbles suspended in the air. You can imagine how fierce the previous battle was. Ha! The two men released energy waves from their hands, collided together, and caused a shocking explosion. Boom! And Dandy and Bobo were hugging each other in the space, looking like they were about to cry, God. Damn it, run, this room is going to explode. As soon as Bobo and Dandy left, the ground exploded. Boom! After a while, from the room, Wukong helped the boy and walked out. He looked at the two of them apologetically, but he was not apologetic at all in the speed of cooking. After drinking and eating, Wukong was just about to go home and take a look, then he saw a light on in a room and walked over curiously. Immediately afterwards, the sky became extremely dark, and a divine dragon rose into the sky and surrounded the entire temple. This divine dragon is completely different from the divine dragon I saw before. It is also much larger in size and its entire body is deep red. Please say what you want. No matter what your wish is, I can make it come true. But before King Pilaf said his wish, Wukong appeared behind them. His appearance made the hatred in Pilaf's heart surge out. Frankly speaking, if he were a child, he would be pushed to the ground and hammered. But at this time, Shenlong's eyes glowed red and he said, I see. A golden halo enveloped Wukong, the aperture shrank, and Wukong's body was constantly shrinking. The roaring lightning enveloped Wukong. At this moment, Wukong's body has truly transformed into that of a child. What was that just now? The cute Wukong looked around with a confused look on his face. I have helped you realize your wish, goodbye then. The dragon disappeared into the sky, and the 7 Dragon Balls rose into the sky and flew to the sky. This time the Dragon Balls are not flying to the earth, but to the universe. Wukong looked at his hands and said naturally, my body has become smaller. Afterwards, Ko and Bobo talked about the Black Heart Dragon Balls falling into the universe, but Wukong has a big heart, don't panic, go home first. Dragon Ball World. Wukong. You actually became smaller behind my back. Chi-Chi got angry again. How many years have passed and she has become a yellow-faced woman? How come Wukong is getting younger and younger as he lives? His appearance has hardly changed. Chi-Chi, it's not my fault, this is what Pilaf and the others did. However, if it gets smaller, it will get smaller, no big deal. Wukong didn't care. For him who is a martial arts idiot, he really doesn't understand the Gu family. This is why Chi-Chi works hard all his life. He can feed Gohan and Goten, and Wukong, the big stomach king, really it's Nyobi. I really miss Wukong at such a young age. Bulma also looked at little Goku with some nostalgia. There have been too many changes in these years. Wukong met his granddaughter Xiaofang in Gixianmen. After returning home, he was sprayed by Chi-Chi as expected. Later, I learned from the King of Kai that if the Dragon Balls were not collected and returned to their original places, the Earth would explode in a year. Earth, I have a saying MMP, I don't know whether to say it or not. In order to collect the Dragon Balls, Wukong, Trunks, and Xiao Fang sneaked over, and the 3 of them went to the universe to find the Dragon Balls. Here they met many things and many people. Dragon Ball World tells the wonders of the universe to people from all over the world. More and more people are beginning to yearn for what it means to conquer the sea. Their journey is to the Milky Way. This is the petty thinking of many overlords. Of course, many of them cannot even fly out of their own planet. During this journey, they meet a creature named Baby. He was very weak at first, but he was able to possess creatures at will and control them. Trunks was injured by Baby's burst of power and was possessed, but fortunately Baby was not that strong at the time and was quickly broken free. The skinny baby emits lasers from his eyes, making Wukong and the others unable to open their eyes, and then escape through the tunnel. Baby boarded the spaceship, left the planet, took control of everyone on board, and headed to Earth. This baby is insidious and cunning. Why does he feel darker than all Wukong's other enemies? Because those who play tactics have dirty hearts. Countless people are disgusted by Baby, who manipulates people's hearts at will, making it impossible for the other party to take action at will. At the same time, Wukong and the others also collected the Dragon Balls and prepared to return to Earth. But after they returned to Earth, they found that everything had changed. Everyone has become extremely strange, and their eyes are as cold as an ice cellar. Gohan and Goten, who had been controlled, took action at the same time. Xiaofang was also injured by their attack. Wukong looked at the weak Xiaofang and became completely angry. He didn't know why his two sons became like this. Gohan, Goten. An extremely powerful energy surged out of Goku's body, and even without turning into a Super Saiyan, he suppressed the two of them. Just as Wukong was about to teach his sons a lesson, Satan rushed over and shouted at Wukong, "Hey Wukong! Gohan and Goten are controlled by a Zypher named Baby." Wukong finally reacted, and then an insidious voice came from behind him. Goku looked at the person behind him in shock. Vegeta was also possessed. Vegeta, and Fat Bu also took them away. After all, the possession of the Zypher people was of no use to Bu. When Wukong saw them leaving, he completely let go, directly transform into Super Saiyan 3 state. But because his body became smaller, he couldn't bear the power of Super 3, so he returned to his original shape. And Baby absorbed the power of people all over the earth. The strength has become extremely powerful. Wukong was suppressed and had no power to fight back. Vegeta's hair turned snow white, and his body expanded greatly, making him look like Baby. At this time, Vegeta has been completely assimilated. He raised his hands to absorb resentment from people. The huge black ball of light emitted a heart-stopping black flash, the ground was lifted up, and countless air moved closer to the Revenge Death Bomb. If the Vitality Bullet is the suppression of evil, then the Revenge Death Bullet is the destruction of good. I will destroy you into the dust of the universe. Bear the wrath of us Zyvers. Scion. The terrifying Revenge Death Bomb fell on Wukong. Boom! There was a thunderous roar, sweeping in countless dust, the space was constantly shattering, and a mushroom cloud thousands of meters high appeared on the ground, forming an explosion nearly 10,000 miles away. Everything here has been destroyed. Wukong also disappeared into the dust. Chapter 74. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Dragon Ball World. Damn it, you actually took over my body. Damn Zyver, Super Vegeta, will never let you go. Vegeta clenched his fist and destroyed the mountain on the side. For the proud man, this was even more uncomfortable than killing him. Kakarot, you must not die. Vegeta said worriedly, the power of the Death Vengeance Bullet is too terrifying. This power is already more terrifying than the Vitality Bullet used to hit you before. I am afraid that even teleportation cannot be used smoothly. Inside a spaceship. Yo ho ho, that's really good fighting power. The king was very surprised when he saw the ability of the Zyver people and became very interested in them. King Frieza, Namek is nowhere to be found. When Frieza heard this, his pupils widened and he said gloomily. Go to Earth first. Now kill that stinky monkey Sun Wukong first. After all, the potential that Sun Wukong burst out is really terrifying, and the threat to him is too great. Just when he was planning this, Beerus was already on his way to Earth, the world of Fox Demon Little Matchmaker. The Sun Wukong from another world. Come on, the lady of a six-eared macaque showed a look of obsession and worry. The most travelogue world. Tang Monk looked at Wukong with disgust. Why are other monkeys so strong and you are so weak? However, he himself is also a salty fish in the Dragon Ball world. I'm afraid they'll be gone with just one finger from Baby. Journey to the West world. This Sun Wukong is so powerful, it would be great if he could compete. But this Baby is too insidious, just like the Emperor Zhutian. that the great demon son Wukong looked displeased. There are always those who like to play dirty, for the strong, the front is the truth. I never saw the golden cudgel again, pity. The great demon son Wukong shook his head. The golden cudgel looked more majestic. After all, he also held a stick. I wonder if Sui likes to play with sticks. In the picture, Wukong is in darkness, confused and not knowing where he is. At this moment, a man with huge dark circles under his eyes, who was obviously weak, appeared in front of Wukong. The screen shifts to Kaioshin's place. It turns out that Wukong was rescued by Kaioshin at the moment he was hit by the death revenge bomb, but the force of the explosion disrupted the surrounding space, and Wukong also fell into a different dimension. And in this space, even gods are helpless. Goku battled wits and courage with Sagoro in another dimension, and even absorbed the tears he shed. His operation was simply outrageous. Later, because of Wukong's words, the space collapsed. Fortunately, Jebet Kaioshin arrived in time and rescued them. In order to fight against Baby, the old Kaioshin is going to grow Goku's tail. Finally, a small part of Wukong's tail was exposed, but it would take some time for it to grow fully, so they prepared to forcefully pull it out. Wukong screamed in pain, but when he thought of Baby, he used all his strength and rushed forward crazily until his tail was pulled out. The moment his tail was pulled out, Wukong felt the energy in his body filling up rapidly. Marvelous. Here I go. Wukong bid farewell to Kaioshin and the others, and teleported to Baby. Baby, Wukong can still appear in front of him. Wukong, you are still alive. Wukong looked at Baby fiercely and said angrily, before I knock you down. I won't die no matter what. Baby looked disdainful and sneered, no matter how many times you are resurrected, you can never defeat me. Wukong showed his tail and said loudly, I will not lose to you now. Baby looked at Wukong's tail in amazement, and then burst into laughter. He thought there was some secret, but it turned out that he had grown a tail, which was so hilarious. Even if the tail grows out, what can you do? Wukong bent down, clasped his hands, and said in a deep voice, just try it and you will know. Ah 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 ah. An extremely strong airflow condensed on Wukong's head. The next moment, golden flames spurted out like a fountain, and the boulder under his feet instantly turned into powder. Wukong is surrounded by golden lightning, and the whole world becomes extremely bright. This transformation is faster and stronger. Super Saiyan 3 is here again. I am coming. Baby. Wukong turned into a yellow flash and came to Baby in an instant, and his fist fell on Baby like a meteor. Oh, hit, hit, hit. Baby was beaten back by Wukong's fists. That's it. Kill this old Inbi. Come on Wukong. Chao San is so handsome. However, the next moment, golden light flashed, and a figure flew out, hitting the rock behind him heavily. Wukong hit his head on the rock and lay on the ground in a daze. He was so fierce just now, did he really lose? Baby couldn't stop laughing wildly. Is this the power of Sun Wukong? Too weak. Simply too weak. Is this what you call the power after rebirth? Wukong jumped up directly and retorted, long-winded. I just haven't gotten used to it yet. The real show begins now. Wukong raised his fist again and rushed forward, giving him a violent beating. Golden lightning surged out from the cracks in his fists, and Wukong landed a heavy punch on Baby's body, erupting with a powerful golden light. Wukong retreated and shouted towards Baby, how about it? However, the golden light dissipated, and Baby was still standing there, not injured at all. Tired? Wukong was a little confused. Why was there nothing happening? Could it be that he missed the hit? Baby was also confused. He looked around his body and thought he didn't feel any pain in some parts. Realizing that it was not his problem, he said gloomily. You really haven't become stronger at all. Wukong looked shocked, broke into a cold sweat, stared at his hands with wide eyes, and murmured, not at all. How come, but I decided to be much better than before, Baby yelled, as if confirming his own words that he really hasn't become stronger at all. Wukong didn't believe in evil and rushed towards Baby, but was caught by the tail. Baby sneered, "That I think you can just play games with me." Baby jumped up suddenly, grabbed his tail tightly, and swung it wildly, like a big windmill. "I am going to kill you." Baby instantly threw Wukong away and hit the ground. Boom. Dozens of huge craters suddenly appeared on the ground, and dust was flying. In the face of this powerful force, Wukong was bruised, and his condition returned to normal. He turned over with difficulty and said weakly, "Damn it, that guy is really awesome, that I'm no match for him." Wukong stared at the sky blankly, that direction was the Earth, and murmured, "Earth. It seems I can no longer protect that planet." Baby is getting closer and closer, and Wukong is about to face his last moment. "Where I was born, time with everyone, it's a place full of happy memories. It's so uncomfortable, not well protected." Memories with everyone flashed in Wukong's mind. At this time, Wukong's tail began to tremble on its own, as if he was conscious. Baby quickly approached, looked at son Wukong with a smile, and said excitedly, "I'll make you comfortable now." Wukong. And Wukong, who fell to the ground, suddenly opened his pupils, and his black pupils turned into blood. The beating of the heart keeps accelerating. Plop, plop, plop. The sound became clearer and gradually turned into a thunderous roar. The next moment, the muscles all over the body began to swell, veins popped out all over the body, and the hair on the tail completely exploded. Knock, Wukong floated in the air, his teeth became sharp, like a gorilla's, and his pupils were completely blood red. Ah! The roar from the ancient giant ape resounded throughout the Faloo star. Huge energy burst out from Wukong's body. The golden energy surged rapidly. The surrounding ground began to shake, then cracked and turned into countless fragments. Endless lightning wrapped around Wukong's body, and he became bigger and bigger. And the energy rose higher and higher, forming a huge pillar of light. Ah 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 ah. The world begins to collapse, and Wukong's body completely turns into a giant ape. Brown hair turns completely golden. Roar. A giant ape hundreds of meters in size descends here. Baby looked at this scene in horror. Don't scions need a full moon to transform? And the Earth's moon has been destroyed by NaN. Baby looked around until he saw the Earth and realized, "Damn it, you actually think of the Earth as the moon." Others were stunned. The aura emitted by Wukong in the form of a giant ape was probably much higher than him. But Baby didn't believe it and rushed forward anyway. The result was obvious. He was pinned to the ground and exploded with a hammer. He has no way to deal with Wukong, who transformed into a giant ape. At this moment, Xiaofang saw Wukong transforming into a giant ape and followed him. The giant ape Wukong kept reaching out to grab the earth and whined. Xiaofang came to the giant ape Wukong and murmured, "Grandfather, I am Xiaofang. After defeating Baby, let's go back to Earth together, shall we?" Wukong, who had transformed into a giant ape, had little sense now, and slapped Xiaofang away. Xiaofang fell heavily to the ground. Fortunately, Wukong didn't use any force, otherwise Xiaofang would be dead. At this time, a red martial arts uniform fell out of Xiaofang's backpack. Xiaofang came to the giant ape Wukong holding the martial arts uniform, held it up and said, "Grandfather, do you remember, this was the first time I attended the world #1 martial arts tournament. Please, Grandpa, remember it quickly." The giant ape Wukong blew another breath and pushed her aside. In the air, a picture fell out of his clothes. The giant ape Wukong looked at it, his scarlet pupils showing a hint of astonishment, staring closely as if he was remembering something. Xiaofang saw this photo and thought of her childhood. That was a happy time for everyone at the beach. "Grandfather, do you forget it? Think of it quickly." Xiaofang's tears fell down from the corners of her eyes. The giant ape Wukong was a little different and stretched out his huge fingers to catch it, and took a lick by the way. The giant ape Wukong's pupils widened as he seemed to think of past memories. "Grandfather." Wukong gently pushed Xiaofang away and stared at the earth blankly. Immediately afterwards, a gentle golden light enveloped his whole body. Urgently, the golden flames surged instantly, and lightning swirled around the giant ape Wukong, reaching out to look at the earth. Ah! The giant ape keeps shrinking. Endless lightning destroyed everything around it, the dust dispersed, and a figure appeared in front of everyone. He has black hair, long hair shawl, and even extends to his chest. Except for his head, chest and palms, he is covered with red body hair. And his pair of red eyes, his eyes are like gods, suffocating. When the old Kaioshin saw this scene, he shouted excitedly that this is Super Saiyan 4. Chapter 78. You are listening at NovelFull.audio. New Sister Devil Contract World. This evil dragon is such an evil existence, that the hero's power and the god's power in Basara's body were instantly agitated at this moment. Apparently he was affected by this negative energy. At the same time, the demon world became extremely boiling. The world of Godslayer, Kusanagi Gado looked at the evil dragon in horror. This evil aura is even more terrifying than Majin Buu. Is this dragon an evil god? Why did Shenlong become like this? Is it because of cracks? Godslayers all over the world are all frightened, and even some dark beings can't help but worship. This is the darkness from a higher plane. Bloodthirsty attacks the world. All the beasts belonging to the fourth true ancestor were trembling and crawling in the different space. I am afraid that if I raise my head, I will be completely wiped out. Saint Seiya World. The existence of evil is even darker than Hades. Virgo Shaka clenched the prayer beads in his hand, and the small universe in his body exploded in an instant. What a terrible enemy! An existence more terrifying than the gods. Can Sun Wukong cope with it? Scream continues. The evil dragon was so excited that endless black smoke spewed out from its body. The air outside is so wonderful. I'm alive again. Now you can have a great time. Xiaofang kept urging the evil dragon to realize their wishes. However, the evil dragon took out a cigar from nowhere and started smoking. What the hell are you? The evil dragon breathed out a puff of cloud smoke, sweeping everyone away, and the dragon ball below rose rapidly, and was swallowed by the evil dragon instantly. Scarlet eyes radiated red light, and then an evil wind enveloped the evil dragon, and the black smoke turned into 7 black dragons. Each one holds a dragon ball in its mouth and flies to the sky quickly. Wukong looked solemn. Shenlong turned into this. The evil spirit was too strong. I told you so. The dragon balls are not something that can be used casually. That kind of stuff just creates chaos in nature. Old Kaioshin's crazy output. If he hadn't been in the human world, he would have been spitting on Wukong's face. People's wishes are never-ending, and no matter how kind-hearted a person is, they are very likely to lose their true heart under such desires. Not to mention the source of desire. The old Kaioshin became angrier the more he thought about it. This Dragon Ball shouldn't have appeared. Every time the Dragon Ball is used, the positive energy of the Dragon Ball itself will weaken, while the negative energy will increase. Excessive abuse of Dragon Balls and disrupting the boundaries between life and death will lead to the emergence of evil dragons. Listen. Wukong. If these evil dragons are not stopped, the entire universe, let alone the earth, may be destroyed. Wukong also realized the seriousness of the problem. There's nothing wrong with Dragon Ball itself, but they've been used too many times. Until Dragon Ball can no longer suppress the negative energy. Bulma's mentality exploded because she was criticized by the old Kaioshin, and she started to blame Wukong frantically. But Wukong started to warm up and smiled at everyone and said, If we defeat the evil dragon, then we can take back the Dragon Balls. Don't panic when an emergency arises. Things that can be solved with your fists are not problems. This is Wukong. It's too difficult for him to use his brain. Then the preparation exercise is completed, then I'll go and come back. While Wukong was looking for the evil dragon, the earth was undergoing drastic changes. Countless volcanoes began to erupt, thunder and lightning occurred, and along with violent storms, coastal cities were gradually being engulfed. And every black dragon has arrived at these places of change. Absorbing the negative energy. Evil dragons appear everywhere in the mountains, rivers, and oceans. Earth. Wukong and Xiaofang take Jilu to find the evil dragon. In a villa, an evil dragon that had begun to destroy was successfully found. In order to save the villagers, Xiaofang kicked the evil dragon away. This made Wukong stunned. Why does this evil dragon feel a little weak? The evil dragon steadied himself, coughed a few times, and stood up holding on to the stone wall. You finally came, son Wukong. I've been waiting for you for a long time, but before it finished speaking, a stone hit its foot. Evil dragon. The next second, its painful pupils were bloodshot and tears burst into fountains. It hugged its red toes and screamed. It hurts. Xiaofang and Wukong were completely stunned. This operation was so eye-catching. After a while, Xinglong stood arrogantly in front of them, arrogantly mocking, "You two brats have no chance of getting back alive today." Wukong saw the black dragon ball on its head and said honestly, "But I think your strength is the same as that of a three-legged cat." Xinglong took a step back in shock and shouted, "This uncle is recognized as the most powerful among the evil dragons." However, the next second he was pushed to the ground by Xiaofang and blasted with a hammer. But he stood up every time, seemingly seriously injured, but showed no intention of falling down. But Wukong and the others are getting weaker and weaker. The source of my strength is this poisonous swamp. The poisoned Wukong and Xiaofang were thrown into the swamp, but unexpectedly found a quick source of water. He recovered his physical strength and successfully defeated the two-star dragon, purifying the negative energy in it. Immediately afterwards, Wukong and the others found the five-star dragon in a city, and successfully purified. Wukong and Xiaofang came to the beach and heard about the dragon god princess. However, this so-called dragon god princess is actually an evil dragon. Wukong looked at her, with his hands behind his back, and asked curiously, "When were you born?" When Xinglong heard this, his face turned green and he yelled, "It doesn't matter which time it is." But Wukong still refuses to give up. This matter is their fault. No matter what, we must find the truth. The corners of the six-star dragon's mouth twitched crazily, and she broke out in sweat. As an evil dragon, she blushed and whispered, "Underwear." It was the underwear time. The scene switches to the scene where Oolong makes a wish to Shenlong and makes the girl fat. The Oolong in the Dragon Ball world just exploded on the spot. Originally, only Wukong and the others knew about their affairs. Well, now the whole universe, no. People from all over the world know his preferences. The world of reincarnation without a job. When Rudius saw Oolong seen, his eyes shone brightly, called him his long-lost brother. After a battle, the six-star dragon was beaten back to its original shape, and turned out to be an ugly evil dragon. In the end, it was also successfully purified by Wukong. After that, the seven-star dragon was also defeated by Wukong. And now they only have 3 Dragon Balls left to collect. These evil dragons are not as strong as imagined. Then the Earth's crisis may be resolved this time. But I clearly felt a huge evil energy in the evil dragon. Why was it so intense? Many powerful people in the world are a little confused. Although the evil dragon is powerful, it is not that scary. If it were just like this, they would not feel so scared at first. In the screen. Wukong crossed the desert and came to an abandoned city. But the sun here is extremely vicious. When Wukong and the others relaxed their vigilance, the sun hanging in the sky actually set. Come. Grandpa, danger. Wukong reacted and jumped away quickly. They saw a red light all over their bodies, and a red-winged monster appeared in front of them. You really have a way, son Wukong, that I am a 4-star dragon. The 4-star dragon spread his hands, and the 4 stars in his body appeared in the palm of his hand. When Wukong saw the 4 planets, he shouted, "Give me back. This is the relic left by my grandfather to me." 4-star dragon sneered, "Want to, come and hit me." At this time, Xiaofang walked towards the 4-star dragon, not taking it seriously at all. After all, the evil dragon they encountered before was really not strong. Xiaofang also thinks this time is easy and can be easily defeated. Wukong broke into a cold sweat. This guy was super strong. He shouted in a panic, "Come back Xiaofang. This guy can't be compared with them." Xiaofang did not listen to the dissuasion and was instantly defeated by the 4-star dragon. Fortunately, the 4-star dragon kept his hand and did not beat her to death directly. "You guy, don't worry, I just put her to sleep, it won't interrupt the fight between us." The 4-star dragon's right fist condenses energy, and the golden red energy is as hot as the sun. Just standing there, the surrounding temperature instantly increased by thousands of degrees. Everything is melting. So angry. Although the 4-star dragon is an evil dragon, it surprisingly does not have any evil aura. Boom! At the moment when the stone fell to the ground, the two disappeared in an instant, and ordinary people's naked eyes could not catch up with their speed. The 4-star dragon punched a rock directly, and the terrifying temperature instantly melted the rock. Wukong dodged the blow and confidently raised his right fist towards the 4-star dragon. However, before he could touch it, his fist actually caught fire. So hot. So hot. Wukong kept blowing and said doubtfully, "I didn't touch it at all," but before he could react, the 4-star dragon instantly shot out dozens of red rays of light. Wherever every ray of light passes, the air begins to spontaneously ignite. Wukong had no choice but to constantly dodge the attacks of the 4-star dragon and did not dare to attack him head-on. The temperature on the surface of the 4-star dragon's body was too high. In order to avoid this terrifying temperature, Wukong hid in the sewer and began to play dirty tricks, attacking crazily from behind. 4-star dragon, even the 4-star dragon was caught off guard. However, the surface of the 4-star dragon actually shattered and began to fall off, until the 4-star dragon stood in front of Sun Wukong with a brand new attitude. "Is this your true attitude?" Yes, a layer of membrane made to retain body heat. It's time to deal with you seriously. The next second, Goku instantly transformed into his Super 4 form, and both of them were ready to go all out. Chapter 79. You are listening at NovelFull.audio. Tutor World. It's such a terrifying temperature that even a scion with such a powerful physique wouldn't dare to take on it. Sawada Tsunayoshi can feel the astonishing temperature of the 4-star dragon from the video. It's like a walking sun. Pirate World, Navy Headquarters. It's so scary, even light can burn it. Huang Wuxiao glanced at Akainu, who was already silent, and asked humbly, "How long do you think you can support 4-star dragon?" Akainu widened his eyes and stared at Kizaru, feeling moved and angry at the same time. "How long will you support him for? How much do you believe in his strength? You look down on him too much. The temperature of his own magma is even their hair can't be burned." Saint Seiya World. Terrifying flames, I wonder if my Phoenix fire can reach that level. Phoenix Ikki murmured, now he completely admires the science. If he has this kind of blood, the gods will not be afraid of him. Screen continues. The energy in Wukong's body surged wildly, the ground continued to vibrate, and a swirling cyclone formed around him. The same is true for the 4-star dragon. The terrifying energy of the two people is constantly colliding. Boom! The city that had been turned into ruins exploded again, and energy balls hundreds of meters high swept across the world. Call, the icy wind tore apart the remaining buildings. Wukong and the 4-star dragon stood in the city that had turned into a desert, looking at each other. "I have to be serious, 4-star dragon, that's just what I want, come here, Sun Wukong." The sandstorm submerged the two figures in the sand, but the next moment. Wukong shot out a shock wave from his hand, and the 4-star dragon did the same. One blue and one yellow shock wave collided together in an instant. Boom! The shocking roar sounded again, and everything on the ground was blasted into the sky at this moment. The center of the explosion, the two of them fought quickly, their fists were so fast that only afterimages were left behind. Oh, hit. Wukong was vaguely at a disadvantage, and there were traces of high-temperature burns on his face. The 4-star dragon opened his right hand, and red energy shot out instantly along with extreme flames. Wukong nimbly dodged sideways, raised his right fist and hit him. But the 4-star dragon saw through it and got stuck in its neck. At the same time, the energy ball in the hand of the 4-star dragon is pressed against Wukong's face, and now Wukong cannot avoid it. Ah! Wukong flew upside down and hit the rocky cliff, with the 4-star dragon following closely behind. Ha! A ball of energy like the sun instantly exploded in Wukong's abdomen, and everything around him was melted into nothingness. The 4-star dragon showed a hearty smile, but the next second, he felt the aura appearing behind him. Wukong teleported to behind him and fired energy balls in his hand continuously, but it was easily avoided by the 4-star dragon. Wukong looked at the 4-star dragon so close and did not panic at all. Instead, he smiled calmly. It seems that you are slightly better than me in terms of speed, the same is true for the 4-star dragon. Instead, he and Wukong have a feeling of nostalgia. Indeed it is. Wukong grinned, instantly grabbed the 4-star dragon's arms, and shouted, "My strength is indeed over you." Wukong hits the 4-star dragon with a headbutt. "Look at me." Wukong kept moving his body, making it impossible for the 4-star dragon to catch him. The moment he finished condensing his energy, he roared, "Turtle, group, gas, achievement, wave," but the 4-star dragon dodged instantly, quite confident in his speed. Too slow. Wukong was instantly blasted into the ground by the 4-star dragon and disappeared from sight. "Your turtle-style Qigong wave has been cracked by me. Give up." The 4-star dragon blasted Wukong in front with a shock wave. Click. What? The original Wukong turned into mirror fragments. The 4-star dragon head broke into a cold sweat and felt the murderous intention behind him. "You win, just kill me." Wukong did not take action. After all, the 4-star dragon had let Xiaofang go before, and he would not kill him. I will not kill women and children. The 4-star dragon has its own principles and will never bully the weak. At this moment, a shock wave with an extremely cold aura hit Wukong's right hand, trapping him firmly. Ah! How is this going? Wukong was stunned for a moment. His hands were actually frozen. The 4-star dragon looked at the familiar attack, turned around, saw the figure standing on the top of the building in the distance, and said in shock, Big brother." The appearance of Samsung Dragon made the situation turbulent, and later showed its more sinister side. The 4-star dragon felt unhappy, stood in front of Wukong, and said anxiously, "This is my battle with Sun Wukong, brother, don't interfere." 3-star dragon didn't take it seriously. It almost wanted to vomit after watching the battle just now. Was such a just and awe-inspiring battle done by their evil dragon? Get out of here. 3-star dragon instantly rushed towards Wukong, who was holding Xiaofang, and with a bang, heavy waves were sprayed from his hands, sending the two of them flying. Damn it, this Samsung dragon is so insidious, he's just as bastard as baby. But isn't it an evil dragon? Forget, the 4-star dragon looks too upright, a bit uncomfortable. Tens of thousands of miles around have turned into ice. The 3-star dragon sneak attacked Wukong and emitted a freezing light from his forehead, freezing Wukong's remaining hand as well. Wukong was caught off guard and couldn't fight back for a while. Samsung Dragon is talking crazy, thinking that he can easily defeat Sun Wukong. Come. What's wrong with you? Haha Gigi. However, in the next second, Wukong's foot was directly inserted into the mouth of Samsung Dragon. I couldn't help it when I heard someone laugh so hard. Humph, 1 foot is enough to deal with people like you. Wukong raised his foot and kicked Sangxinglong quickly on the chest. Vomit. 3-star dragon shot out the freezing ray again, freezing Sun Wukong's feet, and then his whole body, until it became an ice sculpture. However, the 4-star dragon was not ashamed of the 3-star dragon's dirty tricks and released Wukong. Wukong held out 5 fingers to the Samsung Dragon and said arrogantly, "You guy, I can solve it in 5 seconds." Sangxinglong laughed to death when he heard this. He even said that he could solve it in 5 seconds. It was simply a dream and a fantasy. Maybe he just forgot how embarrassed he was when he was frozen into ice. But the next second, Wukong teleported in front of him and beat him wildly from south to north. But Sangxinglong had no room to fight back. It's over. Turtle, group, gas, achievement. The dust dispersed, and Sangxinglong was holding Xiaofang in his hands. This made Wukong stunned for a moment. Why was Xiaofang in his hands? Yuri such a babe. Wukong was furious. This guy is just as insidious as people like Baby. Shangxinglong disagrees. As long as he can win, no matter what his methods are, he won't care. Xiaofang was thrown out in an instant. Wukong hugged Xiaofang, and the three-star dragon spread its wings, reaching extremely fast speed. In order to protect Xiaofang, Wukong exposed his back. The three-star dragon attacked Wukong fiercely, hitting Wukong on the waist. Oh! Wukong took the opportunity to grab the Samsung dragon's leg and slammed it to the ground. Then, like Locke hitting Loki, he swung it back and forth and threw it out. Seeing that he couldn't fight, Shangxinglong began to beg for mercy. Wukong's old habit of Tianjin happened again, and he was temporarily lost by Samsung Longyin. Bright. Son Wukong, you are dead. Three-star dragon rushed forward without any sense of martial ethics, but Wukong was born with a keen perception and could always make an action instantly. Dragon Fist. Wukong's angry fist instantly penetrated the chest of the Samsung dragon, and the golden dragon wrapped around the entire ice sculpture city. The golden dragon swallowed up the three-star dragon in one mouthful and decomposed its body rapidly. In the end, Samsung dragon was also successfully purified. The four-star dragon gave son Wukong the medicine to cure his eyes. It is cured quickly with this medicine. Four-star dragon. Let's wait until your eyes heal before we start fighting with you. After saying that, the four-star dragon prepared to leave. By now, Wukong stopped him at this time and thanked. Now I owe you another favor. Four-star dragon looked back at him and said with a smile, it seems that I am a bit too naive. Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. The two laughed heartily, but at this moment, a laser in the darkness instantly penetrated the four-star dragon's body, and the medicine in Wukong's hand was also destroyed. Wukong didn't understand what happened and asked quickly, what's wrong? Four-star dragon. Behind the water flow, an extremely gloomy and evil-looking aura came towards my face. I don't want to wait. The four-star dragon raised his head with difficulty, looked at the figure appearing in the water, and said weakly, One-star dragon, his whole body is snow white, with horns on his head and several giant thorns on his back. The evil aura emanating from those evil eyes is terrifying. In order to protect the injured Wukong, the four-star dragon sacrificed his life to protect him, but was killed by the one-star dragon and turned into a four-star. Of the 7 evil dragons, only the most powerful and evil one-star dragon remains. Chapter 80. You are listening at NovelFull.audio. The world of the 7 deadly sins. It's almost noon and the sun is high in the sky. The one-star dragon is so abominable. Same bastard as that baby. The fairy king Harlequin fired the brilliance several times in a row until the magic power was exhausted. Dare to treat the incarnation of the sun like this sin needs to be paid for with its life. The flames wrapped around a skeiner, and the bucket level rose straight up. He raised his hand and fired a sun, which hit the light curtain. However, it was of no use. Dragon Ball World. Hateful. This guy is so despicable. Wukong looked at the instantaneous explosion of the four-star dragon energy that died to protect him, and the energy in his body rose straight up. It seemed that he had reached the limit of Super Saiyan. The same was true for others, and at this time a voice came from outside the room. With a hint of laziness, he said. Super 4, it's okay, but still too weak. Everyone looked at a cat and a strangely dressed man standing at the door outside the house. Clin looked at them warily, but couldn't feel a breath of energy from them, and asked, "Who are you?" Catman put his hands behind his back and walked up to Wukong in the blink of an eye. No one could see his movements clearly. "Are you Sun Wukong?" Screen continues. Because the potion to treat his eyes was destroyed by the one-star dragon, Wukong, who was unable to see, was crazily suppressed by the one-star dragon and had almost no power to fight back. In just a moment, Wukong was covered in cuts and bruises, and his whole body was covered with blood. The terrifying power of the one-star dragon was fully demonstrated. It's over. One-star dragon kept shooting lasers from his fingers, and Wukong had to keep dodging. But Wukong's IQ in the battle can be said to be at full capacity, and he took the opportunity to punch the one-star dragon away. 10 times. turtle-style Qigong wave. The shock wave instantly condensed from Wukong's hand, but it did not cause any damage to one-star dragon at all. Yi Xinglong sneered, just in case, I'd better tell you, I haven't been hurt at all. When Wukong heard what he said, he broke into a cold sweat. His special skills were of no use at all. One-star dragon blasted Wukong away with a shock wave, and Wukong was hung helplessly on the high platform. And Wukong's Super 4 state has also disappeared. Naruto World, Naruto and the others watched Goku return to his childish appearance, and couldn't help but feel nervous. How could he fight like this? Even a form as powerful as Super 4 can't hurt a one-star dragon. Is this the real evil dragon? 9 llamas, that star dragon is strong and evil. Naruto said angrily to the 9 tails in his body, he is so powerful, but he still plays dirty tricks. It is a disgrace to a strong man. Lustful immortal, I wish I could go up and help him. Jiraiya trembled, with a look of horror on his face. He really wanted to ask, who gave you the illusion to help him? Is it you in the future? When Wukong was about to be pierced by the sharp sword of the statue below, an energy ball flew over and quickly shattered the statue. Wutian hugged Wukong and complained, your saving people is too exaggerated. You can teleport here, but you have to destroy the statue first. Immediately afterwards, Gohan, Trunks, and Goku's family members all arrived. Everyone is preparing to transfer their energy to Wukong again to restore him to his peak state. Yi Xinglong hugged his chest and looked at Wukong and others below, with a joking look on his face, and said calmly, really, Wukong, although I really want to wait until your strength is fully restored before fighting you. But what I hate the most is people making this kind of pointless struggle. The next second, the figure of the one-star dragon disappeared quickly, leaving only an afterimage in place. None of the warriors present reacted. With just one look, a star dragon sat in the sky above Wukong's head. Everyone was stunned. This plot was wrong. Shouldn't they wait until the state is full before fighting? This is not about martial ethics. The one-star dragon swept through thousands of troops with one kick and kicked 3 people away. I missed the chance to give you a fatal blow. It's a pity. One-star dragon looked at Gohan, who was standing up, teleported in front of him, and punched Gohan until he vomited blood. The soldiers rushed over and gathered around. The one-star dragon concentrated its energy and blasted out instantly. The shock wave fell on Gohan and the others. At this critical moment, Wukong used teleportation to take everyone away, and successfully bought time to absorb everyone's energy. Yi Xinglong turned around and looked at them who were stubbornly resisting. He did not take action immediately. From the beginning to the end, he did not take the soldiers into consideration. After Wukong had gathered his energy, a strong wave of energy erupted in his body, forming a huge energy shield that shone like a small sun. One-star dragon was also a little impatient with waiting, and sneered, what a pity, time is up, we can all come together. Just come over here. In order to buy more time for Wukong, Orb rushed forward with all his strength. But Ub's full strength could not scratch the skin of the one-star dragon, and his whole face was pinched by the one-star dragon, and he sneered, get out of here, you trash. The one-star dragon threw Orb out like trash, then turned to look at Wukong, intending to quickly resolve the battle. The joke ends here, I'm going to start attacking. Suddenly, a roar came from the golden light. Yi Xinglong was stunned for a moment, and then the head of a huge golden ape appeared in the circle of light. Roar! That was Wukong. At this time, the energy in his body was like a volcanic eruption, constantly spurting out. The powerful energy shattered the surrounding space. Even Yi Xing was stung by this light and couldn't open his eyes. Wukong felt the surging power in his body. Even if he moved, he could cause the surrounding airflow to change. Super Saiyan 4 at full power. Dragon Ball World, on a ruined planet, Vegeta looked at Goku in full condition unhappily, he is even more pretentious than him. Son Wukong was not like this before. Is it because of the influence of Super 4? And me? Where have I been? Vegeta didn't find himself on the video. This is impossible, even if he can't defeat him, he can't run away. He must have been delayed by something. Kakarot, you are growing up too fast. Vegeta clenched his fists and said through gritted teeth, not long ago, he couldn't even transform into a Super Saiyan, but now he's actually reached Super 4. When he thought of this, he felt angry at his own incompetence. Ah! A golden light began to flicker around Vegeta. Screen continues. One star dragon was the first to launch an attack, but this time it was easily blocked by Wukong, and the successive attacks remained the same. Even though I can't see with my eyes, I can still feel the evil energy in your body. Wukong teleported behind the one-star dragon, grabbed its tentacles, and threw it to the ground. In the ruins, a star dragon pushed away the rocks and roared angrily, "Damn it! It really didn't expect that Super 4 at full power could be so powerful. I will never forgive you, you guy." A golden light suddenly appeared in Wukong's hand, aiming at one-star dragon. In an instant, the energy ball flew in front of one-star dragon. Boom. The endless energy began to split and explode, and the scope continued to expand. The original ruins of the city were once again destroyed into powder under this blow. Hateful. One-star dragon quickly escaped from the explosion range, and even he did not dare to take the attack forcefully. Turtle, group, gas, achievement, wave. Ha! A crimson shock wave erupted from Wukong's palm, and one-star dragon could not avoid being hit from the front. That just when they thought the one-star dragon had been defeated and were about to get the Dragon Balls seemed to have become conscious and quickly bounced in one direction. That the one-star dragon survived and swallowed all the Dragon Balls. Look, this is the true face that stands at the top of all evil dragons. A huge evil energy spurted out instantly, suppressing everyone. One-star dragon's chest shot out 7 brilliant rays of light, shooting straight into the sky, and then 7 dragon beads appeared on his chest. A super one-star dragon is born. At this time, it already has 10 times the power of an ordinary one-star dragon. In the overall world, the Guardians were stunned when they saw this majestic one-star dragon. It can actually absorb and evolve the power of other similar creatures. Xiao Di looked at this scene and already had several plans in his mind ready to be implemented. The terrifying chi of the one-star dragon pushed the surrounding airflow to all directions. Under the strong pressure, everyone was pushed extremely far away. Only in front of Wukong, the airflow actually bypassed him. After a while, tens of thousands of miles around became a desert land, and the city disappeared into the desert. Wukong fights one-star dragon again, only to find that one-star dragon can actually use the moves of other evil dragons. Wukong was unable to resist for a moment, but his eyes recovered at this time. Taking advantage of the one-star dragon's carelessness, Dragon Fist. The golden divine dragon entangled the one-star dragon and swallowed it in the air. But the one-star dragon relied on the moves of the 5-star dragon and was not injured at all. After just one encounter, everyone fell down except Wukong. I'm not dead yet. Wukong plans to self-destruct and die together with one-star dragon. Kakarot, don't be naive. At this time, Vegeta appeared and stopped him from self-destructing. Vegeta, this guy is not easy to deal with. Vegeta raised his head and said, do you think I'm not prepared for anything? Kakarot, I can already become Super Saiyan 4. Vegeta successfully transformed into a gorilla with the help of a machine built on the planet's Fool, and under the guidance of Goku, he successfully transformed into Super Saiyan 4. It's been a long time coming, Kakarot. Vegeta. In order to stop the one-star dragon, Vegeta proposes to merge with Goku for the first time. Goku was a little surprised that the arrogant Vegeta actually wanted to fuse, but he was extremely happy. Fusion. The moment their fingers touched, a golden light burst out, and they gradually merged together. A brand new warrior appears in the sight of the heavens. His eyes are full of charm, and his dark red hair gives people an extremely powerful sense of mystery. Gogeta. The fused warrior descends here.